Good morning, I'm Michelle Knezovic. Thank you for joining us on Mornings on the Hill this morning.
And I'm Jillian Andrews. Here's a look at some of the stories we'll be talking about in the second half hour.
An update on recent incidents on campus since we've been back from break.
Tips on how to stay healthy at the height of this year's flu season.
And how students rang in the year of the rat and the tasty food accompanying the festivities.
All that plus your weather and orange sports coming up on this edition of Mornings on the Hill.
Welcome back, Syracuse University. Students are struggling with racial bias incidents that are happening among the student body.
Our own Robert Bruin joins us now live with the story.
Syracuse University DPS is still trying to figure out why bias incidents are occurring. There have been 3 new situations that have been reported since SU students have started their spring semester 2 weeks ago. Since November and still currently, the Not Again SU movement is still fighting to be heard. Not Again SU was created because racial slurs were written in the day hall dorm towards African American and Asian students. The N-word was written on the bathroom walls on the 4th and 6th floor, and DPS strongly suggested that the students not speak about the incidents. On November 6th, the Not Again SU movement began. Then November 13th, students wanted to be seen and heard, so the Barnes Center sit-in was in full effect. After 14 days of protesting, crying, and confusion, the chancellor finally recognized the importance of students' voice and signed off on 16 of the 19 demands. The following day, DPS makes an arrest after finding graffiti in the Irving garage and the Byrd Library. Now school is back in session on January 21st, and a drawing of a swastika was found in the Byrd Library. In January 24th, another swastika is found in the men's bathroom at Marshall Square Mall. Last night, racial slurs appeared on the back of a vending machine in Day Hall. These events are unfortunate, and minority students want to be made felt safe while they're working on their education. If anyone sees anything unusual or questionable, please contact DPS at 315-443-2224. With the new semester underway, DPS already has their hands full with reports that are under investigation. For Mornings on the Hill, I'm Robert Bruin.
In early November, prior to winter break, our university and its students were affected by at least 20 hate crimes and bias-related incidents. Amid these events, a forum was held in November to give students a space to discuss their feelings and the opportunity to inform SU's faculty and staff on the areas they believe need improvement. Faculty have spent the last couple months responding to the students' requests by creating initiatives to help better represent minority groups
and provide more resources to those who need them. Professor and Associate Dean for Research, Creativity, International Initiatives, and Diversity, Hub Brown, will be mediating a diversity and inclusion forum tomorrow. The forum will be hosted by the Newhouse School to update students on the faculty's plans.
We also want to make sure that students know that there are opportunities for them to participate in things. And we want to give people the opportunity to be mentors, to push their hand up if they want mentorship, to bring students together to help each other in a place where we encourage that.
Syracuse University will start celebrating Black History Month with events held throughout the month, including keynote speakers, art exhibits, and 3-on-3 basketball tournaments.
The celebrations will kick off on Saturday at 7 p.m. in Goldstein Auditorium for Black Lounge annual dinner and music celebration. The event is free and open to the public. If you want to get tickets, you can head over to Byrd Library, room 548.
And we're still in flu season in Central New York, and recently an 11-year-old boy in Buffalo passed away from the flu even though he received the vaccine.
Our Gabrielle Riles joins us live and tells us how many of the cases of flu have been reported this season.
Luca Kalani is just one of many who has had a terrible ending because of catching the flu. According to New York State Health, the amount of flu cases in Onondaga County has decreased by a little over 1,500 since last year. Now, Luca, he passed away at the age 11. He was believed to have been vaccinated by his mother. He was sick the week prior and taken to the hospital for 3 days in a row. The flu attacked his heart, and a young boy went into cardiac arrest, in which he later died. So these are the statistics. Last year, flu season, we had 2,803 cases reported, and now we have 1,273 cases reported. This is currently the highest amount of flu cases in Central New York. Remember, flu symptoms can include fatigue, cough, chills, headaches, runny, or stuffy nose. It is important to know how to take precautions to prevent the flu. It is not too late to get vaccinated for the flu. Remember also to wash your hands often, and you can also ask your health provider for an antiviral. Reporting live in the NCC News studio, I am Gabrielle Rouse for Mornings on the Hill.
Thanks, Gabby. And it's time for a weather check today.
Daryl Cunningham is live in studio to show us what we can expect for today.
Thanks, Jill and Michelle. Today is a very cold. Actually, I'm from Florida, so I'm not used to these temperatures. Right now, it's still 34 degrees out. Tomorrow, you guys can definitely expect some snow. Thursday and Friday, actually, you can expect some snow. So it's going to be a little bit chilly as we go and get forward to the Duke game that's actually happening this Saturday. So Friday, you're looking at 41 degrees, a high of 41, Saturday 36. So you're definitely going to need some jackets, some scarves, some gloves for definitely your tailgating. That'll definitely be going on Saturday leading into the Duke and the Syracuse game. Again, this week is definitely a little chilly. We're getting back into, I guess, the weather that Syracuse is accustomed to. We've been given a few light and bright days. So now it's back to get back into the colder weather, and we're actually going to be introduced to a lot more snow, a little bit more chilly weathers during the day and the night. Again, prepare, buy jackets, go out, go ahead and get your flu and severe medicine to make sure just to fight off anything that could be coming. Back to you guys, Jill and Michelle at the desk.
Thanks, Daryl. And I got a chance to head over to 315 to find affordable fashion for college students. 315 is a secondhand clothing store right on Syracuse's campus. It sells business professional clothing at a reasonable price that college students can't afford. At the store, you can find brands such as Calvin Klein, Steve Madden, and even Free People. Clothing pieces to mix and match for outfits under $50. Some of the blazers they sell here are cheaper than a Starbucks latte. They even have clothes that'll help you stay warm in the Syracuse weather and lots of options to mix and match. During spring semester, Syracuse will have a bunch of career fairs around campus. So if you're looking to find a professional outfit that doesn't break the bank, 315 has plenty of options. Coming up here on Mornings on the Hill, how dining halls across campus are making sure international students feel at home during the holidays.
Also coming up, sports meets theater. Our Cole Johnson lets us know exactly how to stay with us for those stories. Much more here on Mornings on the Hill. For many, January 1st begins a new year, but for some students at Syracuse, the new year doesn't begin until now. Mornings on the Hill, Alyssa Lyons visited the Lunar New Year celebration earlier this week. Alyssa?
According to ancient mythology, and lucky for you if you were born in the year of the rat, Unlucky events tend to turn into fortunes, so to celebrate that good fortune, Syracuse University kicked off a party of their own to celebrate the new year.
Represents a new day, or for this year rather, a new year. Students met at Slocum to celebrate the lunar tradition to mark the 12-year occasion. Optimistic and energetic, people born in the year of the rat are said to be liked by all and sensitive. To celebrate, posters signaling emotions in Chinese characters were designed with a personal touch. Traditional Chinese brushes that have their own inscription were dipped in ink and set to paper.
I got happiness written down, and I just wanted to signify the start of a new year and just like bring happiness into my life.
There were origami stations set up with directions so that each student could handcraft their own dragon. The dragon represents power, strength, wisdom, and success, although they weren't that easy to make. Rats were donned by many to commemorate the zodiac animal this year, hoping their wishes for the year ahead might come true.
I hope all my family members, they will be well in this year. And also for me, myself, I hope more things I learn in this school, because this is my first year. I'm a first-year student.
One tradition remained the same. Red pockets named Nian, designed by the Han Dynasty, were set aside to give visitors a little bit of luck before they left for the evening.
When those visitors got home, they opened up to see 2 coins inside, signaling prosperity and wealth for the new year. Reporting for Mornings on the Hill, Happy Lunar New Year. I'm Alyssa Lyons.
Well, I am not the year of the rat, but next year of the ox for us. Eat and Tell is back this semester and a special celebration for the Chinese Lunar New Year.
Our Cheyenne Nobrega takes us behind the scenes at Ernie Davis Hall with some international students at the Special Dumpling Fest.
Hey guys, we are back with Eat and Tell this semester. I'm here with Keone Weigel, the marketing manager for food services here at Syracuse University. Now, what are we doing today?
Today we're celebrating Lunar New Year and we're having a dumpling fest.
Awesome. Well, let's go take a look at what we have to offer. I am joined by Syracuse University freshman student Lulu, who is also a member of Global China Connection. Now, him and his friend Z, who is in class and unfortunately could not be here today, are 2 very important members in making sure that this dumpling celebration happened today. They've been in contact with food services since December to make sure that this New Year celebration was very special for students away from home. Now, Keone is going to ask him a few questions about what this dumpling fest means to him.
All right, Lulu, thank you for all your help with this. Are you happy with the dumpling fest?
Oh, I'm so happy for this, and we decorate all the dining halls, which is like super happy. We can share the happiness with all the students, and after this, like for today, I think I had 30 dumplings something in my belly.
I am joined with freshman engineering student Rohan. Now Rohan, can you kind of tell me why dumplings are so popular during the Chinese Lunar New Year?
Because the dumplings means gather together, and we use the shape of dumplings like people will gather together during the Lunar New Year, just like Christmas in the US and in the Western community. Maybe in my family that we maybe putting coins inside of dumplings, that it means that if you get that dumplings, you will be lucky and you will make more money.
Thank you for joining me on this week's edition of Eat and Tell. I want to wish all of you students out there a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year! 新年快乐!
Thank you, Cheyenne. We want to wish all the students and faculty a happy and healthy 2020.
And an upgrade will be coming to the Gotcha Bike program that started this past summer. The use of the bikes is decreasing this time of year and with the snow and the cold weather, but the perfect opportunity to take the bikes into the shop.
The Gotcha Bike is getting user updates in the app to make it more user-friendly, and the city of Syracuse is working to make streets more accessible for bike riders.
Good morning, and I'm Cole Johnson with your Orange Sports Update here on Mornings on the Hill. A lot of us are familiar with sports. Many of us here in the newsroom were an athlete at some point in time, and with competitive sports, it brings pressure. It creates this divide between being a winner or a loser. Sometimes in sports, you get lost in translation, but sometimes we see the light, and that light can come from that clash between sports, the arts, and life itself. And one local play is aiming to do all of the above.
actor, we're getting this sort of unfiltered look at these young women. So for the actors, the job is really to suss out those relationships.
And guess what? You're going to prison for life. Can we do a goofy one? Very nice.
As particularly athletes, as they age and as they continue to play at a higher level, the pressure increases. They're under pressure to succeed, maybe go for a college scholarship. They're under pressure to win. They get under pressure from their coaches, from their peers.
Being able to work with people, having that connection, winning, mostly. Friends. There's more of a connection than when we first started playing. We do text a lot.
There are other things that might be as important or more important. Sometimes you need to just appreciate that. Who are your friends? Who's your family?
As Joseph Whalen put it, there's times when you have to step back and look at what's in front of you. And that came to life this past Sunday. Our world froze in time when news broke that cultural icon Kobe Bryant, along with his 13-year-old daughter Gigi and 7 others, lost their lives in a helicopter accident. And one of our own, Coach Boeheim, had the honor to coach Bryant in the Olympics 2 times. He knows what the Mamba mentality really meant.
It's been a tough 2 days. Kobe Bryant was obviously an all-time basketball player, but when you come in contact with a guy like I did with Kobe at the Olympics, 2 different Olympics.
Okay, is it right under this?
See his fierce determination, desire. I've never seen anything quite like it.
Speaking of Coach Boeheim, his team traveled down to Clemson last night in pursuit of their 6th straight win in ACC play. The Orange held on to a lead most of the way, led by 22 points from both Elijah Hughes and Buddy Boeheim, but it wouldn't be enough. A final second bucket gave the Tigers a 71-70 win, ending the Orange's win streak. But that makes Saturday that much more important as the Blue Devils of Duke come to town. That will be an 8 o'clock tip on ESPN. If you're going to the game, get here early. A sold-out crowd is expected to be on site. And that's all for your today's sports update. I'm Cole Johnson. Still to come here on Mornings on the Hill, we'll tell you what's happening on the Hill this weekend.
Orange Nation, as you can see, the weather is going to be a little bit all over the place today. You're definitely going to need a jacket to keep you warm, maybe some winter boots outside. We don't, I don't know. I'm still not used to this weather yet, but we're going to get it together. You guys, it's still going to be a beautiful day today. The sun might peak, it might not. But again, make sure you guys are dressed properly. I'm going to pass it back to you guys, Michelle and Jill.
Thanks, Daryl. Hopefully we'll get a little bit better weather this weekend, but we're going to tell you what's going on around the Hill this weekend.
Tomorrow, Orange After Dark takes a trip to Dave & Buster's for a fun night at the arcade. Buses leave College Place at 10:30. Students can expect to return at 1 a.m. And women's basketball is home against Virginia Tech. Tip-off is against the Hokies is at 8 p.m.
And a yoga breathing exercise at the Barnes Center on Friday at 12:15. The guided meditation ends at 1 p.m. in room 308 at the Arch. Orange After Dark is also hosting a late night bash at 10 p.m. at the Barnes Center. Students can play dodgeball, roller skate, and more. And snacks and drinks will also be provided, so that's always good. Free food.
Women's hockey takes on RPI at 3 from Kennedy, and the Duke Blue Devils travel to the Dome. The game begins at 8. For those unable to attend, can watch the game on ESPN, so you can always come out and support the Orange. Follow the game. Orange After Dark is hosting a trivia night at 10 p.m. in Goldstein Student Center on South Campus. Prizes will be awarded for the top 3 teams.
And finally, Syracuse Tennis will be hosting Boston University this weekend at 11 a.m. at Drumlins. So I'm really excited for Orange After Dark. I've never gone to any of those events.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the other thing that looks exciting for this weekend, it's the start of the semester. Everyone's getting stressed out. That meditation at the Barnes Center looks lovely. It's just to let it all out. Get connected with yourself again? I think that sounds like a good idea.
I definitely would need that. I mean, everyone's like, oh, it's syllabus week, like it's super easy. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Everything starts to kick in for everyone.
But another kind of crazy story, a man was arrested yesterday by the Customs and Border Control at the Newark airport. The man asked to use the bathroom in the airport, and then all of a sudden, he wasn't coming out or planning on leaving, and security guards went in, and he had climbed into the ceiling and was hiding there for almost 2 hours.
He was a U.S. citizen who was prohibited from leaving New York State because of criminal charges. Authorities said he was attempting to flee the country. The man has been taken into custody and is now being turned over to Homeland Security for a federal prosecution.
So honestly, he really should have just not even tried to escape, because now he's just like dug himself a deeper hole.
Right, more trouble than he was already in.
But not gonna lie, very clever.
I know, but can you imagine hiding in an airport? Whenever I'm in the airport, I always feel nervous with all the TSA, even though I have nothing to hide. I still feel nervous when I'm in there, so to then get all stealthy is even worse.
Exactly, you go through security and you're like, I have nothing to hide, but you're still kind of like looking all over.
Yeah.
But also the amount of germs in an airport, and then in a bathroom, and then in the ceiling of a very old building.
No, I agree.
But I mean, on another note, Hills on the weekend, there's a bunch of fun things going on, so all you students are definitely gonna have to check that out. But that is going to do it for us this Wednesday here on Mornings on the Hill. I'm Michelle Knezvik. Make sure to follow us on social media.
And I'm Julian Andrews. Thanks for watching Orange Nation. We'll see you next Wednesday live at 10 a.m. right here on OTN.